Are you in the middle of a significant or impending life change, whether it be your career, your relationship, health, or financial condition? If the answer is yes, you are in good company. Living means having to go through several shifts during our lifetime. Navigating the uncertain waters of life changes can be highly disorienting and disruptive, often because we don't have a guide to show us the way. We don't have a map of where we're going. We don't understand what's happening in us or the implications of the change. Because of this, we may backpedal to familiar lands and miss on the necessary transition process to achieve positive, transformative outcomes. In this video, I will discuss the three-part transition model created by William Bridges, a transition management expert. My goal here is for you to begin to recognize the transition pattern so that you can make useful and meaningful applications of the tools and resources you find in this channel. Stick around to the end as I give you simple activities to help you apply what you learn here and begin your transition journey. Hi, I'm Dr. Mebeth. I've had the wonderful privilege of helping thousands of students and professionals make transformative changes in their lives through education and training. My expertise lies in understanding how adults and organizations learn, grow, and achieve their goals through educational and business processes. What I've discovered over the years is that the principles, frameworks, and tools used in helping people learn and organizations be successful can have transformative effects and are broadly applicable across various aspects of our lives. As your guide on this journey, I will help you recognize and map out your transition process, enabling you to purposefully use the resources available here to make meaningful transformations and positive changes in your life. Let's go ahead and get started. According to William Bridges, who wrote Transitions, Making Sense of Life's Changes, the transition process is a three-part journey. While there is a chronological projection, it is not necessarily a linear or straight line to the transformative end. There are overlaps and feedback loops that are part of the developmental process. The transition journey begins with an ending. It is triggered by an external and situational change. It could be a layoff, or you could decide to change careers. It could be a promotion. You were an individual contributor, now you are a manager of people, processes, and products. You could have a divorce or get married. You could have the birth of your first child or the death of a family member. You could be an empty nester or about to retire. You might have a health diagnosis. You turn 50. You're in menopause. Each of these and the many other shifts throughout our life signals an end to something important to us. Share in the comments what that might be for you. Changes are distinct from transitions in that a change is an external situation. A transition, on the other hand, is an internal psychological process that people go through as they come to terms with the new situation brought about by the change. Endings can be very hard because they confront us to let go of what used to be and our identity in it. Think of it as one of life's fall seasons. When the leaves of that life condition lose their vibrancy or purpose, they fall off as they end their presence and meaningfulness from the tree of your life. In our modern society, and especially in Western cultures that are highly individualistic, you often experience this ending in isolation without guides to show the necessity, the value, and the hows of the letting go process. Letting go during the transition journey can be difficult because it entails deep loss. For example, in the case of a layoff or an end to a career you've had for a long time, you will have to say goodbye to the people you work with, to the space that occupied your work, to the routines that provided structure to your day, to the behaviors that gave your day a sense of purpose and direction. If it's the end of a long-term relationship, the goodbye can be deeply unsettling as you let go not only of the person, but to the relationships and activities that made up your inner circle of family and friends and gave your life meaning. If you're having your first child, you will say goodbye to a life unimpeded by the needs of a highly dependent and fragile human being. I remember when I had my baby, regular and long showers ended, of course, but so did date nights, hanging out with friends, sleeping, and many other activities I took for granted. I was a person who could freely move and do things on a whim. I was no longer that person. In other words, endings challenge you to let go of who you were, the identity you had that was associated with the who you identified as before the situation changed. For those experiencing the so called midlife crisis, this can be especially painful and confusing. Without a rite of passage to the next phase of life, the fear and pain of the death of your youth can lead to desperate or confusing attempts to cling to an outlived self. To undergo self renewal, you must begin to let go of what has passed, of what no longer serves you. This will help lighten the emotional and psychological load as you move forward. It's natural to feel overwhelmed by these changes, especially since a psychological transition can be hard to grasp and you might not necessarily have the support structures in place. Again, in our modern individualistic world, we often lack guides to help us navigate the symbolic deaths. That's where the channel comes in to support your journey. The second leg of the transition process is what William Bridges calls the neutral zone. It's called the neutral zone not because it is a time of calm and serenity. Far from it. It is often an emotionally chaotic, distressing, and confusing time. Self compassion will be important as you navigate this middle passage. It is called the neutral zone because you are unanchored from familiar lands and you do not yet know where you are going. You're out to sea, navigating certain waters. If you were able to genuinely let go what no longer serves you in the first leg of the journey, you will feel the emptiness between the identity you once had and the emergent but not fully formed new one. It is here you will be challenged to spend time with the most important person in your life, you, to confront the death of an old you and the rebirth of the new you. Think of this as the winter season of your life, where you will gestate and get reconnected to the primal energy of unfiltered reality, not wishful thinking or denials that resist the outer change. This is when you will listen carefully for truths that resonate with the you who is becoming. This time in the neutral zone is the most important of the three stages. For it is here that you understand why you are in a particular situation, while you are standing still while everything else is spinning around you. It is here where you will repeatedly be tempted to leave the choppy waters of discovery and go back to what used to be, or motor fast forward through the storm to get it over with. But either of these would be arrested development. Skipping the necessary work in the neutral zone will rob you of the necessary developmental journey you must go through to move toward renewal. It will almost guarantee that you will be here again, challenged to do the unfinished work of your development. You will revisit past decisions and events, deconstruct and review them through the eyes of a much different and mindful you. Without quite knowing why, you'll seek alone time to reflect away from life's many distractions. You'll crave moments of pause and reflection, feeling or wanting to be unmoored from your day-to-day existence. For me, it was driving to be near the ocean, to walk its sandy shores, stare out in the distance, watch the day pass by and the sun rise and fall, and to be alone with my thoughts. People around you might worry and feel anxious as you choose solitude. You say, it's fine, I just need time to be alone. And yes, you do. Just as Jesus spent 40 days in the desert before starting his public ministry, Henry David Thoreau lived 2 years at Walden Pond before he wrote his famous work Walden. Odysseus endured a humbling 10-year journey home in the Odyssey before he became a just and wise ruler. Eleanor Roosevelt spent time off for herself after discovering the unfaithfulness of her husband and re-emerged to pursue her interests in public service, becoming one of the most influential first ladies in U.S. history. You might think, but these are larger-than-life figures. I'm just trying to live my life. Yes, and it's the most important one you have. Even these great figures had to go through the neutral zone. They couldn't skip it. Neither can you. As the hero of your own journey, you have your own developmental work to do. It is during this time of hibernation when you will see the past with much wider apertures and greater depth. It is here where the mysteries of internal change begin to reveal themselves to you, the inner work of self-transformation. You will face choices about whether to remain stagnant or to learn and grow. You will face important questions. What is it that you want? What is it do you really want? It's up to you to decide if you'll reorient your rudder and realign your ship toward a destination where you can fully embrace the you who is becoming. While much of this inner work is psychological, it can be supported by practical outer work. Developing new skills can prepare you for a fresh start. Only after you properly said goodbye to a life condition that no longer serves you and navigated through the neutral zone of inner exploration and discovery will you be transformed to begin anew. You will not have fixed yourself, as you were never broken. You will not have simply rearranged the furniture of your life, as the arrangement was not the problem. You will not have abandoned all that you are, as not all of you needed to be let go. Instead, you needed to deconstruct and understand how you got to where you were and why some aspects of your life needed to end and other parts of you to develop. Only then will your inner energies realign to become a new North Star, guiding you to a new beginning. The new inner light may be faint at the start, which is why it's crucial to spend time in solitude and tune your attention to what resonates within you. If you've done the inner work, you'll be able to dial in on that frequency and listen to developing ideas, dreams, and external opportunities. This inner reorientation and realignment will begin to attract your new beginning. When things start to take shape, surfacing your inner longing, you will have to stop getting ready and act, says William Bridges. Over preparation and paralysis analysis are forms of resistance to change. One of the most important things you can do is to identify yourself with the outcome of your renewal, with the desired and longed for end in mind. What does it look like and feel like to have achieved what you are about to undertake? Don't do this half-heartedly. Do it with full intent. Vividly see yourself as a person who accomplishes what you long for. By doing this, you will start to move in the direction of that desired result. It will be easy to get off track as your old you attempts to pull you back. Acknowledge this. Thank your old self for how far it has gotten you. Then move intentionally forward, step by step. These steps can vary depending on what the new beginning is. For a new career, you might need to take classes and gain certifications like a PMP, a PHR, or to be a teacher. For a health diagnosis, you will need to follow your doctor's or physical therapist's plans to the letter. As your new parent, it will be helpful to establish a new support system. Read books on child psychology or take classes on how to be a parent. Seriously, parenting is tough. Might as well get guides to show you the ways of one of life's most important roles. If you are an empty nester or retiree, you will need to have new routines to structure and give your days new meaning and purpose. This process can take its own time. Keep the image of your new identity, your beliefs, attitudes, behaviors, and skills in mind. It helps to write these down, this new desired you down, and post it on the bathroom mirror so you can see it every day. The results will come in due time. As you awaken from your hibernation, your new identity will take shape, blossoming into a new chapter of your life. Embrace this spring season as you return mindfully to your social circles, perhaps taking on new commitments in your relationships at home and at work with new insight and energy. Inwardly, you are transformed yet grounded with a renewed sense of self and meaning as you integrate what you've learned into your old self, becoming a renewed you. There you have it, the 3-part transition journey, underlying life's many changes. First, the fall season and letting go of what no longer serves you, followed by the winter season, a time of solitude and self-exploration. Finally, awakening to the spring season of life, transformed as a renewed you with clarity and purpose. This journey repeats itself throughout our lifetime. I hope you find this channel useful as you develop during your transition process. Now, to the 3 activities to help you reflect on your life changes. You have 3 to choose from. First, find a quiet place to reflect on a major life change. Identify the specific external change and what it ended in your life. Recall your inner reactions and outward behavior. Did you resist the change, spend time alone to figure things out? After this period, did you experience a new beginning or the same thing in a different form? For the creatives who want a way to capture their development visually, Create a 3-slide presentation on a significant life change. Use images and words. Slide 1, the external event and what ended. Slide 2, your inner journey. Slide 3, the outcome. Did you start anew or repeat old patterns? Keep these slides as you might go back to them in future calls for development to see your own underlying responses to changes in your life. The third option is to share your journey here. To the extent you are comfortable, share your transition story in the comments below. What ended? What was it like to be in a neutral zone? And what happened next? Finally, as we build our community here, I ask that we all remain compassionate and positive. We are all experiencing our own challenges and don't know where each of us may be on that journey. Please be supportive and kind. Until next time, may the winds of change guide your transition journey to where you need to be, helping you make the most of who you are and your one unrepeatable life.